Welcome back, everyone. So this is a story, I suppose, of the tech hub that almost was, or the head office in Africa that almost was. It's about the arrival in around 2021 of the big company we often know as Twitter, now called X. We're all still struggling with that one, which arrived in Africa, looking for a place to call HQ, a place to set up its headquarters. And they picked Accra, which happens to be the capital of Ghana, because it was really promoting itself as an up-and-coming tech hub. They were promoting the values of freedom of speech, openness of information on the internet, open-mindedness, progressiveness, and that's the kind of business they were looking to attract. As far as the article says, the Nigerians were a little bit upset by that because I think they were hoping to be chosen as the HQ for Twitter. Didn't get that, but it wasn't serious. Anyway, so they went ahead and set up the office, or started to set up the office, and hired around 20 employees. So at first, while they were setting up the office, the employees were working remotely. And that went fine. Then when the office was fully ready, they moved in excitedly. We can sit near our co-workers, kind of meet face to face for the first time. But after 3 days, just 3 days working in their brand new office, their passwords stopped working. They were locked out of the system. They couldn't contact anyone. It was very confusing. And then they got a private email telling them they'd been fired. Actually, wait, no, it didn't go. Later, they found out that they basically were fired, but the email told them that they were on paid leave for a month, enforced leave, and they were to keep their email open and to be available on the phone because people were going to call, people were going to explain, but it took a very long time, basically, for them to discover that they were, in fact, fired. Worse than that, the worst part was they didn't get their final paycheck. And for a big company like X, I think everybody was really shocked and disappointed. And after a long battle through social media pressure, finally, this month, February 2024, more than a year later, they finally got their pay. But it's an unbelievable story. Wow. And if I was one of those workers, or even knew one of those workers, or now I know about this case, it makes me think much lesser of X/Twitter.
It's hard to think lesser of it, but we just did.
The spiral down. In the end, they did find out why this was all happening. Why did they get set up and shut down in such a short space of time? Well, that was the time period when Elon Musk took over Twitter and did a lot of crazy things, a lot of cost cutting. And just as they were getting started, he cut off the Ghana office.
No severance pay either, huh?
Yeah, no severance. They felt discarded, I think,
of course,
unimportant things. But who can explain some of the decisions Elon Musk keeps making? Not many can, so I'm not even going to try. So let's get into some questions before I get on a real rage rant about Elon Musk.
And we could.
Oh, I could. So Ghana was espousing the values of freedom of speech, freedom of internet, and open-mindedness. What are some espoused values that make your country, Palo Alto, as you mentioned, that area, a tech hub?
So those things are also true, like freedom of information, like online, what's it called? Freedom and everything. What do they call it? The information highway has to be open, right? However, more practically, I think Palo Alto also has some good tax benefits, some good like financial benefits for companies coming in there, a lot of incentives from the local government, and also just a good location. I think a lot of those tech companies were all about this newfangled way of actually treating their employees very, very well at that time that we know of, by providing beautiful scenery, a great office space, allowing them to do like free lunches, work out at that place, sleeping pods, and that sort of city kind of welcomed that and it beautified the area in order to attract those people. So yeah, I think among those like freedom of information stuff, whatever, just joking, money also has something to do with it and people wanting to go to that location.
It seemed like a great lifestyle choice, not just a great job.
Yeah.
So something else that initially attracted Twitter to Accra in Ghana was the importance of STEM education. So how important is STEM education for developing nations?
Yeah, STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. Extremely important, I would say. It's going to be hard to develop a nation without that basis of science, engineering, technology, and math. I said it wrong, but you get the gist. Of course, you can develop through art. It's just difficult.
In a practical sense,
Yeah,
yes.
in very practical sense. Exactly. So it's best for developing countries to focus on things like manufacturing, production, or high tech, like this type of stuff, which has only gotten through STEM. And then later on, as they, spread their wings, the natural progression of art and creativeness will come from that.
True. You got to get your basics down first.
Yeah. It feels like that. But you should still encourage art because you need creativity in STEM as well.
Oh, definitely. To be an innovator. Anyway, so the Accra office is Ghana, but not forgotten.
Oh, God,
I'm trying to explain the title here. But never mind, if you still don't get it, I hate bad puns anyway, so not that important. What is important is the vocabulary section. So don't pass over it. Go down and in a communicative way, try and practice this vocabulary, and hopefully you'll be able to learn it and use it even more. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Espoused.
Espoused.
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Passover.
Passover.
Lay off.
Layoff.
Part ways.
Part ways.